Hi, lovely people. Welcome back, which is weird to say. This is the second video, and so today we're going to go over my 15 book TBR, and we're gonna talk about it. So basically, this is just gonna be me yapping, and I'm just going to say why I picked out each book, what I'm hoping to get from it, if I've read anything from the author before, etc., etc. So let's get into it. The first book we're gonna talk about is When Women Were Dragons. This is by Kelly Barnhill. I have not read anything about it, but my local bookstore had a dragons and daggeries night, and so I got it there because it was on sale and I've heard good things about it, so that's why I picked this one up. This one is Night Ends with Fire by KX Song. This was a birthday gift from my husband because it is a modern retelling of Mulan. So I love Mulan. It is my favorite Disney movie ever. So that is why this one is on here. I know there's a second book coming, but yeah, I'm very excited about this. Also, this isn't any of these like in any particular order that I'm gonna read these in. I just kind of pick up and read whatever I want to read. And like books, some books have been on here a long time. There's some books that I bought and I read it immediately, so there's not like an indicator of when these are gonna get read, but I am open to taking recommendations. This is The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. This was a gift from my friend Kat, so thank you, Kat. She had really good things to say about it, and so I'm looking forward to reading that as well. Also, I kind of pick out books sometimes just based on the vibes. Like I don't really read them, like the back of the books, I mean. Like I read the books, but I don't read the back of the books. So like sometimes a book cover will just jump out at me and I'll be like, ah, yes, I want to know what's happening in here. So like cover art is very important. I know they say don't judge a book by its cover, but sometimes my ADHD gets the better of me and I'm like, oh, that's a shiny, pretty book. I want it. So that's the thing that happens. Eyes of the Dragon, Stephen King. I got this one really as a way to break out of reading the same thing over and over again. I wanted to get more into, different genres. And so like this is a fantasy thriller by Stephen King. And like since I've never read anything Stephen King related, I thought this would be a really good one to start out with. Also got this at the Dragon's Night at my local bookstore. So once again, support your local bookstores. Very important. Next, this is one of them that, yeah, I just picked it up because I wanted it. It's a little book. Really little, but it's The Fireborn Blade by Charlotte Bond. It was very little and I was in the bookstore and I just kind of needed it. This will be a quick read. I'm sure I'll read this in like a day, but it looked very interesting and I love it. Look how pretty that is. I'm a sucker for a pretty book. 100%. And then next we're gonna get into, so these three are Crescent City by Sarah J Maas. If you're a big reader, you probably know about her. I love Throne of Glass. It is one of my all-time favorite series. Court of Mist and Fury is one of my favorite books from ACOTAR, which ACOTAR is another one. I was like, oh, this is pretty. I think I'll read that. Somebody told me about it and it was good. And then that's how I got into this craziness. I haven't read these yet, but I know I have to read them before ACOTAR 6 comes out. But yes, also very pretty books. Very pretty. I bought them all, or I bought the first two in paperback and I got them on sale somewhere. And then I had to wait a really long time to get this one in paperback, but my husband got it for me in paperback for my birthday this year because he knew that I wanted all of my books to match. So that was very good. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember when or where I got this one, but it's Ghost of the Shadow Market. This is by Cassandra Clare, who growing up, I really loved the Mortal Instruments series. I read so many of those, the Mortal Instruments, the Infernal Devices. There was a sequel series that I am not remembering the name for, but it was very good. But yeah, this is just like little short stories, like filling those things in. And so I absolutely love it. And I don't remember when or where I got it, but yeah, I want to go back and read that kind of just, oh, it's called the Dark Artifices series. It's right here, duh, on the top. Okay, but yeah, this is something I just wanted to go back and I wanted to do, and I wanted to enjoy kind of like these stories again, get back into like meeting these characters, I guess. So that's what I'll be doing with that. And then this one is actually by a local author. It is The Isle of Beasts and Shadows by McKaylee Daniels. I actually got a signed copy because me and a friend went to a event and she was there, and so that is where I got this one. Very excited to read that. I know that she's released a second book to this as well. It is also sold at my local bookstore. Yeah, if you haven't, if you live in the Bryan College Station area, you should definitely go to Hyperbole. They're a very cool bookstore. Very great people, very nice. Go support them. I also bought this. This was one of the books. I got it as like a blind box type, not a blind box, but like blind date with a book. It's A World Without You. It's also a thriller. I have no clue about this. The author who wrote that, I got it at her stand, and it came with really cute stickers and stuff on the outside. I put some of those on my Kindle, on my notebooks, but yeah, I got this one. I don't super know what it's about. The way she described it was like, he's a time traveler, and like as he's like jumping through time, he's kind of like losing his mind / memory, and I thought that'd be a really cool thing to read. But yeah, it is also very cool. I like the cover for that. Once again, you can see it's outside of the fantasy genre, so it's probably good for me to break out. This one was recommended to me by someone at my old job. It is a big book. It is Malice by John Gwynne. This is, let me see. It's very pretty. We talk about that. That is gorgeous. It gives me like Game of Thrones vibes, which I love. I know that he's got like multiple books, multiple series, but this is the Faithful and the Fallen series. So I am very excited to read this because he's got a lot of books, a lot of content, and if it does scratch that Game of Thrones itch, that would be very cool. I would very much appreciate that. This one is I saw it on TikTok. It was like the author was talking about it and I wanted to support her. So when I found the book and it was on sale, I got it, absolutely. The Lore of the Wilds by Annalise Sabrana. I believe it's Sabrana. I might be mispronouncing that. If I am, I'm so sorry. But yeah, it just looks very cute and I really like the cover art. I really think that this is gonna be a good, cute read. I could be very wrong. It could wreck my soul. That's the thing about reading, you never know. This one was also recommended to me by somebody I worked with, a different person, but I love Rachel Gillig. So The Knight and the Moth, very excited to read this one. She said that if I liked the character Mort from Throne of Glass, like the little door knocker hinge thing, I don't remember what he was, but she's like, if you like that, this has like the best like side character like comedy vibe to it, and so I really like that. Also Rachel Gillig wrote the One Dark Window, which was incredible. I absolutely loved it. Yeah, it was One Dark Window, 2 Twisted Crowns, the Shepherd King duology. I absolutely loved it. 5 out of 5 stars. I read them both super quickly. They were so entertaining, and like the magic system was so unique and so cool to me. It was just so different. So like if you want to break up your like fantasy reads, but you don't really want to like leave the genre, that's a good one right there. And then this one, I've heard great things about it. I have not read it yet, but also look how pretty it is. Look at those pretty pages. But this is A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen. I know she's written a lot of stuff. I have not read anything of hers yet, but I got this one and I am excited to do so. So that is my 15 book TBR, and I am not sure when I'll get through all of it, but if anyone has any recommendations or any order that I should be reading these books in, I will do so. Just because why not? I'm gonna read them all eventually. I canceled my Kindle Unlimited subscription because I wanted to get through my physical books first. They were kind of becoming like decoration instead of like me actually reading them. And then I got a new bookshelf and it's huge and I'm filling it up So I decided that it would be good for me to cancel that subscription to read the physical books that I have, at least until I can get this down to something more reasonable than 15. So I am currently working on that. I am currently reading the 4th book in the Crowns of Nyaxia series, The Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk. So I am hoping that I can do another video where I'll do like, oh, these are the books I have read, like the physical ones, because I read a lot on my Kindle last year, so I don't have the physical books to talk about, but I might do a review of like what I read last year, what I read this year, and talk about like maybe the differences in my reading habits. I'm not sure yet, but I'm thinking about it. So I'm gonna wrap this up. And so to all of the lovely people out there, my song recommendation is going to be The Lakes by Taylor Swift. It is one of my all-time favorite songs. It is one of those that I think that a lot of people like don't associate with her because she's like a very, you know, common popular artist, but they think of more of her like common works. But that is one of my all-time favorite songs. I love the use of violin in that song. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, that is it for today. Thank you for coming back, to anyone who came back. And if this is the first one, thank you for watching. If you want to continue to go with me on whatever this crazy journey is, you can like and subscribe. And I hope all of you lovely people always have a quarter when you go to Aldi's. All right, bye.